Hi, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Ana-La-Rai with Sparkles of Love, and welcome to 2025. Today, what I would like to do today is episode 28, and it's the first YouTube I'm doing here of the new year. I just came back from vacation. But today I want to talk about living in 2025. Living in 2025. What's that going to be about? And myself and my guides don't do predictions per se, but there is some information that they want to share. And it's all about you this year. So, all right. But just before we get started, I will be more than happy to answer questions at the end, so you can type them in at any point. But let's get started by getting connected to the light. Okay, so just see, feel, or sense as we bring in that pure source light. Okay, and just close your eyes and just allow this energy, this pure source light, to come down into your body. You might want to take a deep breath and just relax and allow. So this year, been talking to my guides, and as most of you know that work with me, I am a channel, and I channel many, many beings of love and light. I think now I've channeled over 70 different beings and collectives. There's a few that come through an awful lot of the time, but they always want to help provide a little bit of information about how to live your life better in the year and in the coming time. And um, 2025 has started off with a bang, so to speak, with many different things happening around the planet. And let's here's what they have shared with me already, and then I'm going to go in and channel and give you a little more information. And the first thing that the guides have really shared with me is that 2025 is really the year about choice. It is the year about how you as an individual soul choose to perceive everything around you. And in 2024, one of the energies that really started coming down strongly onto the planet was the energy of discernment. So that you and I and everyone else could start to discern or tell the differences in frequencies, in verbiage, in what you saw. You were able to start to feel the truth or feel the untruth. You could start to see past the veils or some of the things that people were trying to deceive you about or mislead you and not be quite as open and honest. And so that energy of discernment is continuing this year and will get stronger. So it's going to be easier and easier for you to feel here in your body, in your heart, maybe in your stomach, in different parts of your body. What is true? What's going on here? What's the intent behind it? Or is the intent an integrity? Is it, positive? So this year is really the year about you get to choose how you see the year. You get to choose how you see what's going on the planet. You get to choose how you view your life. So it's really about, I guess you could say, perception, right? So do you perceive the fear first or more of the joy and peace first? So right now, we're still in lots of crazy wildfires in LA, and the devastation is really high, and lives have been lost, and there's all kinds, and it's just heartbreaking. And I wouldn't wish it on anyone to go through all of that. And there is so much that you can research about what's happening, which I'm not going to get into. But as an observer, as someone who's living in another country, and your heart goes out to them. But you could also, and many other things that are happening on the planet. But those, as you watch the news on that, and as you see Instagram stories and Facebook posts and people that have lost everything, it's really easy to go into the grief and the worry and the fear of all of that. And what happens when we do that, whether it be a fire or a plane crash or other things that are happening, or maybe for some of you that live in the States, there's fears about what's happening, with inauguration coming up. I mean, there's so many different things. But this year we get to really choose. Now, I can be in worry or fear about my own home or people I know there, and are they all right? But does that serve the energy? Does that serve them? Does it serve me? No, no, it doesn't. And in human nature, we go there, and that's okay. But what we want to do is we want to start to shift out of the fear as soon as we can and move back into the vibrations of peace and hope and joy. And if you want to do something, of course, if you live in that area and you can go and volunteer whenever there's a problem or a disaster, and you can go and volunteer boots on the ground and help, then do it. If you can donate money to the right organizations that the money will get to people and help them, do it. If you can do those things. But if you're not in a physical area or you financially can't, if you want to help energetically, the best thing you can do in difficult times is to send the vibrations of love to the people. Send the vibrations of hope and peace, right? To send that to the individuals who are, in this example, fighting fires, who are feeding volunteers, people who have lost their homes, people who don't know what is happening, or are in fear because maybe they're on alert. And no matter what is happening in terms of, is it a disaster like this? Is it something else? If we can step out of the fear, as soon as we can, and then anchor more love. And you can always send love. You can never, that's not a wrong thing to do, because you're not trying to manipulate, right? You're not trying to change an outcome. So when you're sending love or you're anchoring peace, or um, what's happening is you're helping shift the energy. You're helping give people something different to anchor onto, to hold onto, rather than fear. And so with our own life, this year is really about choosing, you choosing what is your perception. And you're still going to feel fear. That's just part of the human experience. But how long do you stay there? And do you choose to suffer in it? Do you choose to go down the rabbit hole? Or do you step into the higher vibrations and send love, and look at, where is this coming from? Your own fear. Why are you afraid? How can you help yourself? How can you step over it? And the more that you can hold your own peace in 2025, the more that you can be out there doing things that bring you joy, whether it be working in your garden or writing books or going hiking or playing with your grandchildren, or, whatever it is that brings you joy. The more you can do this, you're supporting the collective of humanity. You're supporting the awakening, because you're adding those vibrations of peace and joy and happiness to the collective. And this year, there are going to be big pushes, and you've probably already heard these kinds of predictions from others, around our fear. Do I know what they're going to be? No, I don't look at all of that. I don't need to go and look at it. But we've watched from 2020, when there's been big pushes on to try and get everyone to not be in unity consciousness, to separate, to be divided, to be, us and them. There's so much of that going on, and that's all fear-based, right? To try and divide humanity rather than allow us to unite. And this year there's going to be more of that in different forms, and you know so what you want to do is, first of all, you don't want to worry about what's coming, because who knows, right? That's not our job. That doesn't serve any purpose. But as things come up, use your discernment and look at what's behind it. Okay? Is this another attempt at manipulating us? Is this trying to make me fearful? If I'm feeling fear in my body, how do I shift it? How do I get out of this so that I don't have to stay in this energy? Because I want to be in the energy of peace. I want to support the planet with the energy of peace and with the energy of love. And I want to clear my own fears that come up around it. And as you choose, it's a conscious choice. Okay. I can worry about all this, or I can do things that find my peace. I can energetically send love, or maybe I can send some finances, or maybe I can go and help people in need. Maybe, whatever is happening, I can do those things. But I do as much as I can, to not be in the fear, to not be in the fear. And yeah, it comes up. It comes up. It comes up for me still around different things. And sometimes I'm surprised about where my fear comes up. But I always want to look at it, and I don't want to hold it. I don't want to stay in that vibration, because I know energetically that doesn't help the planet. In fact, that adds fuel to all the manipulation and fear and the lower vibrations. Okay. So, use your discernment in 2025. Look at things. When you see things, whether it be on Facebook or in the newspaper or online or in a conversation in a coffee shop or at work, use your discernment. Is this trying to divide us? Is this trying to make us more fearful? Is this, helping anybody? Probably not, if it's all about the fear. And then go in, look at your own stuff, and then start to do things and feel peace. Feel the joy, feel the hope, and share that energy. Share that energy in the world and with colleagues and family and friends, and be the one that chooses, that you are going to choose what the year is for you, how you respond instead of react. And I've listened to little bits and pieces here and there from other people. My guides don't have me do actually almost none of that. And I know there's a lot of potential fear about all the things coming down the pipe this year, that as part of the awakening, that, because the old energies have to be cleared away, the old structures, the old beliefs have to be cleared away. And so that's the breaking down of a lot before things can be rebuilt in a new way. But I choose to see this year as exciting as I did last year. I choose to see this year as, I'm going to focus on joy. Um, my husband and I are choosing to see that we're going to see lots of friends and family this year. We're going to do some beautiful traveling and have amazing experiences and enjoy where we live and getting to the ocean. We choose, and no matter what happens around us, to move into those energies of peace and of joy and of happiness, and as much as we can. And that's what I would encourage you to do, is to really look at how you choose to be this year. And as things come up in 2025, how do you want to respond? Remember, a lot of this is being done to put you in fear, right? Because when we're afraid, we don't make good decisions. When we're afraid, We're easier to manipulate. When we're afraid, we say yes to things that we wouldn't normally say yes to, that aren't good for us. When we're afraid, we're not thinking about our expanded consciousness or understanding the higher realms because we're in survival mode. And so all of those things don't leave us in the best of spaces. So look at your perceptions, choose peace, choose joy, do things that make you happy, whatever they are. Even when all the chaos is going on around. If there is chaos around, maybe it's not going to be around. Maybe it's not going to be around you. Maybe it's not going to touch you because you hold so much love, because you hold so much peace. Or maybe when it touches you, your perception is so wide and your consciousness has such clarity and expansion that you see things differently, that you don't have to go down to the depths and stay in the fear and stay in the fear. So, one of the things I would also suggest to you in 2025, if you're not already doing it, have some sort of daily spiritual practice. You don't have to call it spiritual, but some sort of practice that aligns you with the vibrations of peace or that aligns you with your highest self or with source. Aligns you with something, it could be with nature, whatever you believe in that brings you that place of right. So for me, it's always connecting to the light, connecting to my highest self. It's being hanging out with my dogs and watching them play, connecting with my husband and friends. You know, daily practices. I step up every day to my divine stability platform. When I leave the house, I energetically put on my Lemurian light cloak that I created. And both of those things, the divine stability platform and the Lemurian light cloak, are available on my website. I use them every day. But I want to make sure that I focus on peaceful, joyful things. And in that, in my daily, I find now that I have to be very aware what I watch online and on TV. Things I could have watched before are just too violent now, and my energy system and my nervous system is just too much. We'll start to watch it, and it is insanely, uselessly violent that it doesn't need to be. So really look at those things. Okay, those are some of the things you can do, and there's many more. And if you want to put in the comments some of the things you do to find peace or have a daily practice, I know others would be more than happy to read them. And I know I have other videos that you can go back and look on from last year that talk about some of those practices. So there's lots of information there. So the final message I would give you is to do your best to look at your perception and choose to be in the peace, to be in the joy. Use the discernment and shift out of the fear that they're trying to put us in as quickly as you can, as quickly as you can. So I want to let you know about two things happening. So today, on the 16th of January, I'm doing a little bit late, but I'm doing the advanced opportunity session with Archangel Raphael, and it's the um, frequency of healing, and that will be available in my shop as well. So that's a 1 hour session. And also in February, on February 8th, on a Saturday, I'm doing my first one-day workshop of the year. And the guides have given me some information on it already. And it's called Finding Your Soul Mates with an S on the end. So it's a whole day about attracting those in your soul family, your soul mates. So, and you can find those on sparklesoflove.love. So I hope that you set your intentions for a fabulous 2025. I know I have, and I am really looking forward to it. And I will see you again shortly. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Analarai with Sparkles of Love. Bye for now. Oh, I didn't look at questions. I don't think I have any. All right. Bye for now.